All right, Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullah. All right, so today's lesson, we're going to start with the very basics. This is basically the same system, the same setup that I started with when I moved back to Jersey from Cleveland, Ohio. When I moved back to Jersey from Cleveland, I came out here, had about $500 in my pocket. Only thing that I had with me was my airbrush. I had one airbrush, okay? I didn't have a compressor. I didn't have anything else with me. And moved back out here, had my family and everything with me. And again, I had $500 to my pocket and the money was dwindling away. So I had an option, which was to either sit on that $500 and let it dwindle away, or take it and invest that money in a compressor and a couple bottles of paint, being that I had an airbrush already. So that's exactly what I did. I went and purchased a compressor and got a couple bottles of paint, but I was only working with one airbrush. And at that point, I decided to take my airbrush and airbrush on my friend's porch, who actually lived on a major street in Paterson, New Jersey, on 21st Avenue. So I spoke with him, and we just, chopped it up. And I asked him, I told him, I say, hey, you mind if I airbrush on your porch for a little while? Just to see how it goes. Let me tell you, with one airbrush, we were stopping traffic out there. I mean, people were just pulling over, putting airbrush orders in. And, that $500, I built my whole career off of that, basically. And here it is. I don't know how many years later. I mean, I came out here back to Jersey in 2002. Here it is, 2025. And, alhamdulillah, the business is thriving now. But again, I started with one airbrush, okay, and a compressor. So I'm going to teach you in that same fashion. You need to know how to be able to come up from absolutely nothing. Because when you hit, they say about rock bottom is a strong foundation. So if you start from rock bottom, you're starting at a strong foundation, and you could build yourself up from that position in a very, very strong way. So knowing how to function with one airbrush is very, very critical. So that's what we're going to do. I hope you did your exercises. I hope you're ready. I hope you're comfortable, because now it's go time, inshallah. Okay. So what we're going to start with, again, we want to take the back off. Make sure this is off. Okay, because we want easy access to this. Okay. I have a water pitcher here. The water pitcher is very important because you want to switch between colors, and you don't want to sit there and bleed all your paint out. So you want to dip your gun in here in the water between colors. But before we start, we're going to go through our basic routine. Okay. No air coming through here. Again, you see, this is what happens once in a while. I didn't spray in a couple of days. So since it's not spraying, we already know that, are we getting air through here? Yes, we checked that. We can feel the pressure. Okay, so then that means that we go through the motion. Take off the upper part of the head assembly. Okay, we know that's where the problem is. Okay, so we come in here, make sure we clear all that out. Okay, look on the inside here. I wish I had my lacquer thinner with me, but I don't. But I do have some alcohol, so I'll put a little alcohol on here just to break that up some. Okay, and again, it's just doing this because I let it sit for a few days. Actually, this airbrush, I hadn't airbrushed with this one yet, so it's been sitting. Okay, so yeah, you see that? That's coming from the head assembly right there. Okay, so let me go ahead and just scrub that out real quick. Takes 2 seconds. You can actually see it. I don't know if you can see it in the thing. Okay, but you see all that gunk in there? That's 1, 2, 3. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna mess around. Just take the needle off. Scrape that stuff up out of there. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and waste time. Okay, I can see it. Look at that. And again, this airbrush had not been used. I had used the other airbrush. But again, you just scrape that up out of there. with the tip of your airbrush. That's what I love about these iwatas. The metal is so good on it. You can beat the mess out these things. They keep on going. Okay. Bam. Okay. Just get it going. Once you get it going, it's go time. You know. Don't let that discourage you. You know, these things could be a little sensitive, but when they ready, look at that. They ready to go. Oh my goodness, that's ready. She ready for me. She ready. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got the one airbrush now. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this little picture off to the side. You're not gonna see it, but between colors, I'm gonna go through it with you while it's on here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Between colors, let's say I want to go from white. Okay. I just put it in there, spray it out, and I go through my other color. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're going to go, and then let's say, now this is a transparent, now this is I'm sorry, that's a fluorescent. So I'm going to go from a fluorescent to a black. Okay. But then I want to rinse it out. Really, you don't even have to rinse it out between the black because the black is so powerful, but I'm going to do it anyway, just for sake. Okay. So here we go. Now we're going black. Now, let's say you're transferring from black back over to fluorescent. Now that's a tough one. Okay. See, that's why this water is so important. It's actually pretty hot. But you want to get all that out of there. And when you're working with one airbrush, okay, you know, you got to be quick. Because when these orders start coming in, when I was airbrushing on that porch, I mean, I had people that were waiting at the traffic at the light for me to get it done. So it had to be very fast. So there it goes. I went from black straight to a fluorescent, which is a transparent, and it's ready to go. It's ready to go. So it's very important to have this little pitch of water with you. Okay. When you're operating off of one gun, I mean, generally I operate off of like 6 guns. But like I said, right now, we're starting from the foundation. So you have that strong foundation. Rock bottom is only a strong foundation to build on. Okay. And that's the concept we're moving forward with. Okay. We're all set up here for the airbrush lesson. I hope you're ready. Again, I hope you're comfortable and you've got your coordination going on with your airbrush control, because we're going straight in. We're not gonna waste no time. Again, make sure your breather hole's open. Okay. You can tell I didn't use this airbrush, so we're gonna rock with it. Okay, let's start down here. Okay, we're gonna start over. Go with the A. Just a line up. Okay, line up. Okay, line across. All right, line up, line up, line across. What I'm doing is I'm pulling the trigger back a little bit as I go up. Okay, back a little bit as I go up. Watch. 1. It's almost like it's called a dagger stroke. Okay? But you're learning these exercises as you're learning lettering at the same time. It's more efficient. Okay. Start up, then open it up. Okay. Open it up. Open it up. Again. You're opening it up. Okay. You'll clean all that up later. Now, remember, we have all this base right here. Okay. Now, what you want to do is just double it up. You're just going back and forth with it. Okay. Going back and forth, up and down, up and down. Same thing, up and down, up and down. Okay? That's basic lettering that you can make money off of. Okay? Believe it or not, you can make money off of this. Very simple. Okay? and down, up and down, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Very, very simple lettering. And I'll show you how to dress it up, because that's once you get your foundation, then all you have to do is dress it up at that point. Okay. So again, let's go through this exercise one more time. You want to start here, start at the bottom, open up, start here, open it up, open up. Okay. See, I'm doing thick to thin, thin to thick. This is what the exercise was all about. Okay. Doesn't have to be fancy. You're going to dress it up. You're going to make it look fancy. Okay. Then you build it up. You build it up before you dress it up. Okay. So now we're going to do another sheet so you can see the whole build up and dress up process. Okay, real simple. We're going to do a build up, then we'll dress it up. Very simple lettering. Open it up. Okay. Then we're going to build it up. Same thing, just build it up. I can feel it drying up on the tip, so I'm doing a little tip dry removal. And then we have that. Don't worry about this right now. Again, this is just the foundation. We're going to build it up now. Okay, I'm taking the black off. I'm going into my water now, cleaning it out for the next color. Okay, now I'm going to transfer over to my fluorescent. Make sure we have a good clean, because we're going from black to fluorescent now. Remember that. And that's why this bucket of water is so important. Other than that, you'd be sitting there forever flushing it out. Okay. And I usually have, like, I don't know if you can see this off to the side, but I have like a little box that just captures my overspray. You can use anything, a cup. I used to use coffee cups. I used to do, you know, my milk cartons, whatever. It doesn't matter. So now I switch the color out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fade up. Okay. Fade up. Fade up. Fade on the bottom. All right. Okay. And then once I have the fade up, then with that line, remember I was telling you earlier to make sure you can do your lines in a consistent distance from the surface. Okay, because this is where it comes in very important. Okay. Okay. Just clean it up now. You're just cleaning up the edges. Just making it real tight. Okay. So there you have that. So now I'm going to transfer over to a light gray. Okay. Again, I'm going into the bucket of water, cleaning out between colors. And so it's flushed out. Go into a light gray. Okay, I'm spraying it off into my little spray box, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go with the gray. Okay, watch how this drop shadow drops. Okay, just doing a very slight drop shadow. Of course, we could get a lot more fancier than this, but we want to get it right before we get it fancy. Okay, so now there goes my gray. I use a very light gray for a drop shadow. I always keep a light gray because that drop shadow really, really makes things pop. So now I'm going to switch over again to the white. I'm going to clean out my airbrush in a little water pitcher. Okay. Flush it out, flushing out the airbrush. And I'm going to go with the white for the highlights. Okay. Look at these highlights. Build it up. Build it up. Okay. Okay, we want to build it up here. Okay. Build it up there. Okay, so now that's just a basic foundation. Now we want to go back. Just want to highlight it, do a little fancy stuff on it now, just dress it up a little more. I'm going to put some starbursts on there, some little dots. Now the starbursts, you're going to start thick and then you're going to go thin. And we're not going too crazy. Just so you can see what we're working with. Okay? Just throw little dots here and there. Little dots here and there. If you wanted to really get fancy, do the outline here. Okay? I mean, but this right here, now if this was on a t-shirt, that's easy, $25, $35. Easily. Okay? Once you put your outlines and your little doodads and your little, starbursts and flares on it, and this is really, really 1, 2, 3 simple. We could get a lot more fancy than this, but just starting out with a basic print font, building it up, dressing it up, all right, and just making it look fancy, you can start making money immediately and quickly. Okay. So again, make sure you're gonna learn, you're gonna get mobility, you're gonna get coordination, muscle memory. All that's going to come with your lettering. I'm not going to sit here and bother you with tons of exercises. You're going to get the exercises while you're making money. Okay. Why not? It makes no sense. Make money and exercise at the same time. You're going to build that muscle memory eventually. Okay. So just go into it, go hard and get it. All right. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.